Good morning. Good morning. Good morning to everyone that is watching on Women of Light Movement Facebook group. And to anyone that's on YouTube, love to have you here. And just to remind you that you can hit the bell and subscribe so that you can see when we're actually adding more things, because we're doing more things all the time. I'm here with the beautiful Karina Chapman. Karina and I have spoken before, but I loved, what Karina's got to share. So I thought it was such a long time ago that I thought, let's get Karina on again and talk about something different, because I know that you've got so many things that you've got to offer. So welcome and good morning, Karina.
Thank you so much, Elizabeth. Lovely to be here with you.
Yeah. And so I think the last time we spoke about dating or something, didn't we? We
did.
Yeah, because of your book. Yeah.
Yes, that's right. Yes, we spoke about conscious connection through dating,
Yeah.
and it was around my Adventure Vixen series, which is around dating consciously to learn more things and connect better and choose better, which is what we all need to do.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah. I wonder how many people are on here that are single. Actually, I often wonder that, because I know that I'm single. I was so close. I had this beautiful man, and it just didn't turn out. It was so much nicer than what I've had before. So I'm getting closer to this beautiful soulmate, and I'm getting told by people that do card readings and all sorts that the guy's coming and he's very close. I'm like, okay,
that's exciting.
I'm ready. But today we're talking about just connecting with friendships, right? And
that's right.
Yeah, so I'm going to hand it over to you. What is it that you're is that related to something that you work with, or what is your thing that you do with consciously creating with friendships and stuff?
Absolutely. So I'm a conscious connection expert. So whether it's in romantic relationships, in drawing in new friendships, or if it's in business, conscious connection is about becoming more aware and gaining more knowledge on exactly the type of people that you want to attract into your life, whether it be for friendship or other reasons. Yeah. And a lot of times we lose friends throughout our lives. We might move locations, just drift away from each other, or even change vibration. Often if we're changing vibration and we're working towards becoming more spiritual, then our vibration is higher than what perhaps some of our past friends have been. And
absolutely.
We don't feel that we're connecting as well with them anymore. So there are different times we need to find new people to connect with.
Isn't it true? And like, I myself have been through so many shifts like that, like when you first wake up spiritually and all of a sudden you're, enjoying different topics and exploring new parts of yourself that other people have got no idea about, to then, that there's this new vibration raising through that and not having the same connection with people. It's a really interesting process, isn't it? Because we often find, if we're not consciously aware of it, we want to hold on to those old friendships and those old patterns, not realizing that it's us that's moving and changing, not them.
That's exactly right. Right. And when we've had friendships for 30 or 40 years even, then we almost feel obliged to maintain them. But we haven't actually examined, are they still the supportive, uplifting friend that I want to have in my life, that I can talk to about what's happening with me and have no judgment? If you're suddenly moved to this area where there's, all this new knowledge and new thought around new areas spiritually, if they're not moving in the same direction, that's really difficult to maintain. So we are we feel that little bit of a separation and a push apart to then go and find our tribe as such. Those that we can have that deep discussion on and connection and grow and learn from and uplift each other. So I think that's what a lot of us are looking for nowadays. It might not be that we don't have any friends. It may be that we're shifting our consciousness a bit, and then we really need to draw those people that are on that same vibration into our lives to create those new connections that can be long lasting along the new path that we're choosing.
It's a really interesting topic, isn't it? Because I do remember myself years and years ago talking to someone that had gone from drinking a lot, so not even just from a spiritual perspective, but someone that was drinking a lot and was connected to going to the pub and all that sort of stuff, a guy I knew who didn't know how to transition from not drinking and like that whole like the whole scene is very different, and feeling like he felt like he was never going to have any friends again. And so do you like can you just talk a bit about the pause in the middle, like, because there's a pause in the middle, isn't there?
There is,
Yeah.
because you're changing your values, and you're deciding that you've got a new value of not drinking, for example. And so to support that, what type of people do you need to bring into your life? So no matter what it is that you change, it's around becoming more conscious, firstly, of yourself. So that's why it's conscious connection. First, become conscious of yourself, what patterns you might have been repeating in the past with friendships that might have failed or you might have drifted from. And then what do we want to do to attract these new people into our lives with those core values and traits that we really admire and would like to be around. So it's first becoming conscious, but then knowing what do we need to change.
Yeah.
Okay, so in your friend's example, he knows he needs to change going to the pub, or he needs to change his drinking habits. Can he go to the pub and not drink alcohol and just drink soft drink and have the same people? Will it be the same, or does he need to get a whole new group of friends that aren't drinkers or that have different interests that don't revolve around meeting at a place that they're selling alcohol if you can't resist?
Yeah, that's right.
So,
yeah. And I remember years ago having a dream where I was on a train, and I was at the back of the train. There was all these people running to get on the train, and I had my hand down and was trying to pull them onto the train. And it was someone that was in my life at the time looked at me and said, "You can't bring everyone with you."
I love it.
Yeah. And it was like, oh my gosh, it's so true, right?
It is.
Yeah. Have you had that? I mean, obviously for you to
yes.
be talking about this, you've had your own experiences of having to let go of relationships and friendships, and
There's been several times with several different scenarios where I've needed to attract new friends. So when I was in my early 20s, I moved from Adelaide to Sydney, and I was going there with no job, nowhere to live, no one, so no friends at all.
Yeah.
It was so easy for me to find a place to live and find a job, but it was so much harder to find new friends.
Yes.
So I realized how difficult it was when suddenly, you've got nobody. And then finally you find that one person that you connect with. Well, you can't keep just calling them every day because you're like a stalker. They've got other friends, and suddenly it's like, oh, my one friend.
Yeah, that's right.
I know a lot of people have been in that situation before. Of course, when I moved back to Adelaide, I had in my mind, no problem. I'm going back to the friendship circle that I've had before, and I'll just slot back in. And you know what? Didn't happen.
Yeah, right.
Everybody had changed, I thought. Now I see that it was me that changed.
Yeah.
And the girl that I used to hang out with a lot was my closest friend. We really drifted right apart when I came back. And it was a bit inexplicable for me at the time because I wasn't really conscious enough that my vibration had changed and hers hadn't. And that's why we weren't really sort of matching together well and drifted apart.
Yeah.
And, so there's those sort of occasions, but then there's the occasion where you're married and then become single.
Yes.
And suddenly that friendship
That's a
circle.
big one, right?
Massive. Yeah, that friendship circle that was this big suddenly goes about like this. And, you know, I remember there was a time when I was around 30, and my first husband and I decided we were going to get divorced. And of course, you spend a lot of time and effort on, you know, making that decision to make sure it's right. So there was a particular couple that we used to see every Saturday night pretty much. So I gave her a call, and of course, I was completely distraught. My life was being blown apart. We've had to make this terrible decision to move forward separately. So I give her a call, and I'm like, oh, I'm so sorry to tell you, like, oh, you know, but, you know, we're going to get divorced. She burst into tears on the phone and said, but what am I going to do? Like, who will I invite for a barbecue when I have a barbecue next? How am I going to decide? And I went, so
my life's falling apart and you're talking about barbecues.
Exactly. So needless to say, that was one of the friends that I drifted right apart from. And actually, I don't think either of us got invited to a barbecue ever again.
It was too much of a challenge for her, right?
It was. People don't know how to react. You're a couple, then you're single.
Yeah.
They can't cope. So they just step back, and you find yourself sitting alone on the weekend thinking, right, me, myself, and I again, I think I need to find some new friends.
Yeah. So Karina, that's the sort of stuff that you do, obviously, with people. You work with them in those dynamics. It's very interesting that we're having this discussion today, because I'm literally, I don't know if you've been watching, but I'm on a Queensland road trip.
Yes, I have. Yes,
Women of Light, and so in Sydney, I connect back with some of my old school friends, but they're busy with different lives, and so all of my sisters are actually up here in Far North Queensland. So that's what I've been doing and I'm right now in one of my dear friends' houses at the moment. She's moved house, so I'm just hanging with her for a couple of days and stay with somebody else for about a week. And so it's really, really interesting, isn't it, when the dynamics of friendships and moving location is another one. So not just vibrational or having rifts with so how do you work with people in this way? Like, can I ask a little bit more about
absolutely.
that? What do you do?
Yep. So I often do one-on-ones with people because they've got specific needs, and then we can figure out what it is that they need and what they need to do quite quickly, which is great. And I use the 5 C's of conscious connection. So the first being becoming conscious of who it is and what past relationships that you've had. Also, what patterns that maybe you're repeating. You may sort of be in a spot in your life where you're thinking, I just can't find my kind of people. I can't find people I really like. And that's actually a limiting belief.
Yes.
So if that's what we're putting out, then that's what's happening. So it's becoming aware of limiting beliefs too. And then the second step is to change that. Change them into positive beliefs, change your subconscious beliefs that maybe you're not even aware of. And then you're removing the blocks from moving forward towards the new friendship. Once you've done that, you gain clarity on what your core values are and what type of people you want. Do you want them to share a particular interest with you, perhaps? Like meditation or yoga, or a particular interest in going to movies if you're a cinema buff. Perhaps you love books, so perhaps it's you'd like to find someone in a book club. So it's making that list of what are the things that I would like to do with my new friends, and what type of people are they? So for me, honesty, loyalty, supportiveness, things like that is what I want in a friendship. You want them to be reliable, available to catch up with you as well. Like you were saying, your friends were all busy. And, there's certain things that make a good friendship. So if you're clear first on the type of people that you'd want to attract and the activities you'd like to do together, then that's the vibration you're starting to put out. And you can start working on creating that new life that you want to attract towards you.
Love
And
it.
you don't have to wait, that's the thing. And the fifth one is courage, because it takes a bit of courage to step out of your comfort zone. Take that risk. Go to the new yoga place. Go and say hello to a stranger at the coffee shop, perhaps, that you go to often. And once you do that and start becoming a little bit more adventurous, then you can strike up a whole conversation, or perhaps put out a general invite for the yoga class for a coffee straight after. So there's little things that I get them to implement towards growing new friendships and being able to recognize those people that they really click with, immediately.
That's so good, because that's one of the challenges I find, especially in social media, like we're always on our phones, heads down, especially the younger generation, that communication skills have gone too. So,
absolutely.
Having the courage to actually be the one to step out and ask questions, or, engage in a conversation, and the same sort of themes and all that sort of stuff. So do you do like a call, an introduction call that people can ring up and just find out if you're a match?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I would love to offer all of your ladies a free 20-minute clarity call to find out, where you are in life and where it is that that I can help you the most, and see whether we are the right fit to work together. Because these days, I'm just all about connection. We are all connected, and yet we really feel separate sometimes. So I really want to encourage people to connect with their own tribe and really, keep on that growth path of life that we're heading, and know that it's okay to drop away old friendships.
One of the things that I'm really aware of at the moment, with the shift in vibration and where things are with people in life at the moment, is definitely, I feel like people are understanding that they're creating, like, that we're creating, and understanding that to really have clarity around that, and commitment around that, a mentor or a coach or someone to up level you to the next level, even in communication and connection and stuff, is vital to shorten the gap to get the results. Like it's important in our life. So
you're absolutely right.
And
like, why sit at home for more weekends that you have to, twiddling your thumbs alone and feeling lonely? Why not take a step towards getting out and finding your tribe? And if someone's guiding you and being your cheerleader along the way too, it just gives you that bit more courage and boldness to think, what, I can do it. I can go out and do this. There are other people that, I would love to have the company of, and they would love mine. And we can really add value to each other, because that's what we're wanting to do with Conscious Connection, is to add value to each other and sort of grow along on the same path together.
Yeah, so true. So Karina, when we finish this, if we can get you to jump into the Facebook group and just put all your contacts, like any Facebook groups or websites or whatever, so people can get in contact with you. And we'll put the link in the bottom of the YouTube as well, so that people can access that as well. So
excellent.
Lovely to chat to you.
Lovely to chat with you too.
So nice to have the second opportunity, and I really enjoy our conversations.
Same. And I love that you're using, that conscious connection of connecting with your tribe through your group to go and meet all these new people and on your road trip. I think it's fantastic.
Yeah, well, if anyone's on YouTube and you want to see, because I've been doing interviews with women through the group, through the process as well. So jump into Women of Light Movement Facebook group and you'll see all of the interviews today. Hopefully today, maybe tomorrow. No, hopefully today I'll be doing one with Pamela on acupuncture. So so it's going to be fun. Take care, Karina. Lovely to have everyone listening in. If you're watching the replay, just put #replay and we'll see that you've been watching, and enjoy the rest of your day.
Thanks, Elizabeth. Bye.
See ya.